Hello, and welcome to this lesson. This lesson is an example question for Part 5 of the TOEIC test. It involves some very important grammar and vocabulary that can help you improve your score next time you take the TOEIC. The question is, the supplier reserves the right to prices as necessary. A. Adjust. B. Adjusted. C. Adjusting. D. Adjustment. Pause the video if you need time to think about which is the correct answer, and unpause the video when you're ready to hear the correct answer. Welcome back. The correct answer is A. Adjust. Let's look at why A. Adjust is the correct answer. I know that to many people it looks a little obvious, but I do have a useful extra grammar point in this lesson regarding answer C that will almost certainly help your TOEIC score, so keep watching. Okay, first, as you may know, questions in Part 5 of the TOEIC can be divided into grammar questions and vocabulary questions. In this question, each of the 4 answer options is a form of the same word, adjust. So that means it's a grammar question. We need to know which word form to use that follows the grammatical rules. Looking at the sentence again, we can see the subject of the sentence is the supplier. And then we have this expression, reserve the right to. That is a natural expression in English, and we use it. The to is actually part of a verb form. The to form of a verb is called the infinitive. Here are some examples of infinitives. To go, to speak, to eat, to reserve, to adjust. And that's why A is the correct answer. It's as simple as that. After to, we cannot have B, adjusted. We simply can't. Adjusted is what is called the past participle in English, and it never comes after to. For D, adjustment, well, that's a noun. That's not the infinitive form, so it cannot be D either. But as I promised, I do want to show you a really important point about C. Adjusting is the present participle. It is possible to have to and then the present participle, but only in one special case, when we use used to or accustomed to or similar words. They have to after them. For example, I am used to having a shower after training. I am accustomed to eating dessert after dinner. I have adjusted to living in a big city. Note here that the to in each of these cases, it belongs to the verbs. It belongs to used, accustomed, adjusted. It doesn't belong to the verb that follows, having, eating, living. Those verb forms look exactly like the present participle. So sometimes people can think of a sentence like, the supplier reserves the right to adjusting prices as necessary, but it's wrong. I'll show you why. As I mentioned, when we use used to, accustomed to, etc., the to really feels like it belongs to the verb used and accustomed. But in the sentence we have, the supplier reserves the right to prices as necessary, the to belongs to the verb that follows, the verb in the gap. And the only form that fits there is an infinitive, and that is to adjust. And that's why A and not C is the answer. Well, now you know the structure of the expression reserve the right to do something. It's a common expression in English. Just remember that it needs to have a to do and not a to doing. You've also learnt the appropriate structures with used to and accustomed to, etc. and that is used to doing, accustomed to doing. Please remember these important points when you are setting the TOEIC. They could really improve your score. Well, that's everything for this lesson. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and share it so we can help others who are learning English too. And if you have any questions or comments, please type them below. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next lesson.